Well, the Home and Design Show is happening this weekend, and this year they're running their Ultimate Upcycle Challenge, where participants restore, build old chairs to raise money for Habitat for Humanity. Jamie Banfield is a builder, and he's here to talk about it.
Interior designer.
A whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. A chair builder, I should say.
Yes.
Sure. So just give us a little bit of an overview of what the challenge is and who participates.
Yeah, so the challenge was to take an old chair that's softly used from the Restore, from Habitat for Humanity.
And Restore is this great place you can go and buy used and stuff for your house, right? And the money goes to Habitat for Humanity.
For sure.
Okay.
Awesome.
So we get, say, a chair and then a mystery box full of
Rust-Oleum goods.
Rust-Oleum goodies, which we have some of them highlighted over there on the table. And then you basically just had your creative freedom, and you could make
and any skills you have,
or don't have, depending.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Bianca, let's start with your chair.
Okay, I would love to have you guys look at the before photo. It was a very older-looking model chair. In my little goodie box, I got green spray paint. There it is, right there.
Fun.
It was actually very inexpensive. I think a couple dollars.
Yeah.
Jamie, you can tell everyone. This is actually my second chair because I messed up my first one so royally that I had to start over because I did not sand and I did not use primer.
Yeah, so prep is probably key to get a good result like this, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, getting using products like sandpaper, or just goop off, which will get away any chemicals or tacky or whatever's on there. Prep, so sand, clean it, let it dry, wipe off all the dust too after you sand, and then you're good for your primer coat.
Which actually makes sense. You can't just expect it to stick, right?
Some people do.
It's stuck.
Some people do the first time, and then they redo it.
Yeah,
but you have to have that
sure.
clean slate to have the paint stick, obviously.
Exactly.
So Bianca, pretty good. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Turned out good.
Jamie, let's talk about your chair.
Yeah, so in our box we had black chalkboard paint.
Right.
So not much we could do besides
your
black.
original? Yeah.
Sure. So it's a matte finish, which can show scuffs, but I mean you could actually draw on it now with chalk, and we could clear coat it. And then we just threw on a leftover scrap of fuzzy fur. So something like this would be cool for like maybe a girl's bedroom or makeup desk or something like that. Maybe not my living room, but.
Yeah, depending if you want to write little notes to yourself on your chair, you can do that with some chalk.
Is that tough to do? Because obviously I didn't have to do that for my chair.
No, so this is actually not attached yet.
Oh.
So this needs to be cut away, but it's just staples. It's just wrapped on.
And you had a solid cushion, though.
I did. Mine is a solid cushion.
Okay, let's move on to mine, because mine not as solid as a cushion. I probably should have reinforced it. So I actually did sand mine down. Power sander. That's the before. Had a bit of a thick lacquer, and I think it might have been from 1972, 73. So yeah, obviously needed a little bit of some new life. Sanded it down. Put on just a couple of coats of paint, and it went on quite easily. So with mine, one of the things I did not do was put some new foam in there.
Yeah.
So what would you use for that?
You can get batting. I mean, you can get foam. This guy, like, this is old school, typically how it's made. So you could redo these. You could pull these tighter, unstaple, stretch them a little tighter if you wanted to.
Let's not look at all the fine details in there. If you notice, I used about 600 staples. My staple gun was probably...
And a couple hammers.
I hammered it in, yeah. I don't think I had the proper staple gun. So again, that preparation and having the right tools is so important.
And it's the right thickness of staples and the right gauge of staples for sure.
Okay, awesome. So, not bad, not bad. Now let's move on to Chat TV's Dunya Tozy. She, I think we had the before photo. She had this rocking chair.
Killed it on this one. I mean, look at the change, and it's just so like dynamic. You want to sit in it.
How much of this do you think is about the presentation and the brightness to get those bids up to support Habitat for Humanity?
Yeah, I mean, it's all, like, obviously these have a lot of personality.
Yeah.
So I would say, depending on what kind of personality you like, but they're accent chairs, right? They could go kind of anywhere. You're not buying a full set for a main dining room, but I mean, this would be amazing in even a nursery, a kid's bedroom, or...
Right. But a lot of sanding on that one, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail. I mean, you could have pulled this apart and sanded, like, to get in here, you're gonna probably use a sanding block or just typical sandpaper with your hand. Right. You can use an actual palm sander, but just with these curves, it's not gonna work out too well. So that's a lot of elbow grease to get there for sure.
Yeah.
But you also can use the chalk paint where you don't have to sand, right? Where you can just kind of go over top, depending what the material
Yeah,
is.
like your chair was like probably a lacquer finish.
Yeah.
That, not so well. No. But some of these guys may have, for sure, you could have with a couple. You might take an extra coats.
Right.
And the drying time between the coats too matters.
Okay.
So.
Well, yeah, you can't. That's another thing I learned. If you go at it too soon, that paint is just dripping down, and you can't work with it. So basically, these will be at the Home and Design Show. I mean, tell us some other names. I know there's Leah Kekstad from Global has a chair you can bid on.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and I think everyone has to sign them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think we should make that
I didn't.
Mandate. You had to sign your chair.
I didn't sign mine yet. So there's going to be 14 chairs total. They can go in all weekend long,
Yeah.
silent auction.
Yeah, so silent auction, $50 minimum bid. All the money will go to Habitat for building new homes.
It's just great. So we've learned some new skills. Hopefully you've learned some new skills. This is great, obviously a great cause. And to get this chair here of mine or any of these chairs, you have to head to the Home and Design Show this weekend at the Vancouver Convention Center West. Thanks so much, Jamie.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I'm going to do some. I'm going to do some whittling.
Oh boy.